The Marketing Funnel Strategy Show. More leads. More sales. More predictability.
Introducing Jared Hyman, sales and marketing expert. Introducing Serena Carly, marketing and outsourcing expert.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Marketing Funnels and Strategy Show. Don't know what episode we're up to now. We're up to many episodes now of the Marketing Funnels and Strategy Show. Welcome, Serena. Excited for today?
G'day. Yes, I am. I like the topic today, so it's going to be very interesting. Welcome, everybody.
Yes. Welcome, everyone, to the show. Today we're going to be talking about, if you can do this one thing with your marketing, it'll grow your business. Now, what do you think we're talking about? What if you can just do this one thing with your marketing, it'll grow your business? This one thing. Not too many people do this, really. People attempt to do this, but they just don't do it tactfully enough. If you can do this one thing, right, I tell you this, it's going to literally take your marketing to a whole new level. It's going to take your sales to a whole new level. And really all that one thing is the ability to be able to start and open conversations with a new potential prospect. And you should be able to do this, right? Like you've got to be able to do this through your own CRM to start with. Like a lot of people started on Messenger. Messenger's a great way to be able to start and open conversations with new potential prospects. But if you can have it all there within your own CRM or system, calling system, that's what's going to be able to really take your business to a new level, right? The more conversations that you have as a business every single day, the more sales your business is going to make. What does that also mean? Your business is going to grow. You got to be tactful with it though, right? Let's face it. Online right now, everyone is seeing thousands of advertisements every single day. Thousands of advertisements every single day people are seeing on their news feed. They're seeing in their emails. I mean, we're even getting text messages these days as well. So I tell you, you've got to be tactful when it comes to, using this particular technique of being able to open conversations. I know this is something we're doing heavily at the moment as well, like within our own business. I did one of these campaigns for one of our partner clients just recently, and literally he had over 10% of his whole database hit him back with, opened conversations literally instantaneously using this particular strategy. Because if you look at what we've spoken about in previous episodes, we've spoken about, the importance of list building, the importance of, sales, different sales strategy, different referral methodologies, different ways to amplify your marketing and things like that. However, if you're not really doing this one thing that we're speaking about today in terms of opening conversations with people, like physically actually having conversations with people, it doesn't have to be just, on the phone. It can be via text message, via email, and even via, Messenger and things like that as well. And I tell you this, the more of these you have every single day, the better it's going to be for your business. Do you have some thought patterns, some things that you want to speak about around this, Serena, as well? Because I know it's something that we've been testing different ways to do this recently as well. And you saw what, we've been doing with a few of them there as well. What are your thoughts? Like, you're down the same path as me, right? The more conversations we have of the day, the better it's going to be, right?
Yes, definitely. For me as well too, I think instead of what a lot of people should do is instead of talking at people or to people, at people, and just telling them that this is it, and this is that, and whatever, they should be talking with people. And they should also be involving with the people at the same time, involving them as in participating, like, what we're doing this afternoon, where we're talking about someone's business and stuff like that. So I guess it depends on the type of business you have, but for a lot of them that you can really involve with the customer, really give the customer relationship, the customer communication, and also finding out your customers' needs are very important as well too. Don't think you know all their needs. A lot of people have different things. So really get in, what's the wording I want, tight with your customer, client, and get to know them more than your own mother. That's what I'll...
Yeah. Very true, right? Like for a lot of people, they just go straight into a sell with things, or they'll go straight into, talking about themselves and what they can do for somebody and so on. But if you can be incredibly tactful and find out more about other people, it's like when you go networking, right? A lot of people, when they network, what do? They talk about themselves and their business the whole time. Yet, the people that do really well from a networking perspective, every single one of them ask quality questions. They build relationships, and they focus purely on opening conversations with people, right? And I'll tell you this right now, if you can really build this into your own marketing framework of opening conversations and finding more ways to open more conversations with people, like your business will go from, wherever it is now to month on month, month in, month out growing as well. And we've been really focusing on, how do we open more conversation? We're always testing, right? As marketers, as business owners ourselves, growing our own business and also helping our clients to do the same. We're always constantly testing new things to do, new ways to be able to open those conversations. Traditional sales, they talk about the law of averages, speak to 10 people, close one, right? And, regardless of whether anyone agrees with that or anyone doesn't agree with that, if you have 100 conversations, you're going to make more sales than the person who's had 10, okay? But because the average is the more people you're in front of, the more attention you have, the more conversations you have every single day, the better it's going to be as well. So just want to say hi to some people here. We've got a few people tuning in live. I can't see everyone that's live at the moment, but I want to say a g'day to Aaliyah from London, who we're going to be spotlighting in our 300 Mastermind program later on today in less than just over 50 minutes time. We're going live in that group, spotlighting her business, how we're going to grow it, what we're going to do, how we're going to open more conversations on her business, which just so happens to be the topic that we're having today, right? So super excited about that. Welcome, Aaliyah. My number one fan, as always, my mum is there. Hello. Who would have thought a company that does a couple of hundred odd leads and inquiries coming in every single month, number one fan on the page is his mum, right? Funny that. Welcome, Mum. Hope you're doing amazing. So yeah, if you guys want to be spotlighted, right, and you want your business to be spotlighted, we're happy to spotlight your business as well. We're doing it all in our 300 Mastermind. If you'd want some more information on that, just type 300 below and we'll get you the details. So back to conversations. Serena, what would you do to open more conversations?
I've sort of thought about this because, I like to sort of do that. So I guess you'd have to find something that, if you're doing it to a group of people, because I'm thinking about 300 that we're doing with Aaliyah this afternoon, I would find something that everybody has in common. So I would ask them a question to get everyone to answer. What are you doing to grow your business, for example? Like, what things are you finding that work for you, or what things are you finding that don't work for you and you're getting frustrated with? It always pays, I think, to really understand them so well that you want to find out what's not working for them, what drives them bonkers, what drives them crazy. And if it's stuff that you can find a solution for, then that gives you an opportunity to show that you can come up with a solution and can possibly help them. So I guess that's probably even better than, some of the other ways.
Yeah, I mean, there's no right or wrong way to be able to open a conversation with someone, but it's about being tactful as well. Like, hey, if there's one thing I could help you with this month that could solve all of your problems, what would that be, right? Like, very simple, straight to the point, little ways to be able to open conversations. And, this is something that we've been doing on the back end of all of our marketing campaigns recently, as well as, we've implemented certain strategies to be able to open conversations. And just from that recent sort of switching things up, trialing new things, a client of ours gets, over 20 instantaneous replies from a campaign, a very simple campaign, to only a database of 200 odd people, right? So very small database. You don't have to have huge databases to be able to get results. You don't even have to have an email database. You could have a Facebook profile. You could have a, Instagram profile. You could have a Twitter account. You could have a LinkedIn account, right? Like, it doesn't only relay to just one form of, or one platform or one, way of doing things, right? You might find that there might be, one platform that works a lot better for you. Maybe you've built more people on that. Maybe you've got more, you're more active on a certain platform, right? There's ways to be able to do it. A lot of these strategies too that we talk about are ways to open conversations. They don't even involve any paid marketing as well, right? They're very simple little implementational stuff that we've already spoken about, and we've given you some word tracks to use for all of this already. And if you're liking what we're speaking about so far and you're getting some value from this, maybe it's opening up a new thought pattern for you, you're getting something like that, just type value into the comments so we know that you're getting some value from this too. Because, if we're finding we're getting plenty of value, we're giving plenty of value from you guys, we'll start giving you some more examples. We'll start giving you some more things or thought patterns to implement around your marketing as well. If you're getting some value, just type value into the comments. We'd love to hear from you guys as well. Or if there's some specific questions you have about your business and how you would like to open more conversations as well, let us know. We're happy to do that. So, Serena, you've just given some pretty good examples there before, right? And I'm sure there's some people that loved what it is that you've said there so far. What else do you think, let's just talk about maybe paid marketing, right? So you've given some non-paid type stuff, or ways or things that can be said and stuff like that, or different ways to think about it. If we're talking about opening conversations from our paid marketing stuff, what do you think? What are sort of some main things that people could be doing to increase the conversations from their paid marketing?
Well, I think I do know that if you do Facebook ads, you can put something in because people are going to watch it and people can react also to ads. Some are actively involved, some just post stupid comments because they're in that mood for the day or something. But if you post something that resonates really well with the niche that you're attracting, and of course that you're making sure that you're attracting the right niche as well, so that Facebook does show it to the people who could potentially be your clients, you need to put something that resonates with them and then ask the question, does this happen for you? How are you finding this when you do this? Things that people will come in and it doesn't matter if it makes them angry or respond, whatever. The whole thing is to get them to respond, because then they're actively engaging in your Facebook post, which then puts you on for further engagement later on, so that they're always going to be in your sphere of, what's the word I want?
Influence.
Influence, exactly. Thank you very much.
In my mouth. We've been hanging out too long.
Yeah, but sometimes I need help with that. On your sphere of influence, so that it doesn't matter. They could be there for a year or something, and you could still be targeting them. At some stage, if it's not right for them there and there, it can become right for them later on. Because as we said last Friday, you firmly believe that people in your arena of contacts, wherever they are in that arena, could not maybe do business with you for a year or 2 years even, but at some stage in the future, because you've done that relationship building, because you've done that contact and put things in front of them, they're going to reach out at some stage and say, hey, I think I need your help right now. I've been watching you enough to build up a bit of trust and feel like I know you to have that conversation.
Exactly. Yeah, that's all great. I absolutely love that, because even for the back end of marketing campaigns, it's people are going to do business with you now. They do business with you in the next 6 to 12 months. They do business with you in the next 10 years, basically, right? So all marketing campaigns are designed to future-proof what it is that you're doing and future-proof your business as well. So you've got not only deals coming in now, but you've got them coming in later down the track as well. You got to be consistently building that pipeline. But, every marketing campaign is like a sorting hat. Who's ready to do some business now? Who's ready to take some action on some advice that you're going to give them? Who's going to say, hey, I need your help, right? Out of all those people, who are the ones that are really serious? So, you might get, maybe 100 leads this month, and then, super qualified, you might have 30 to 40 of those, right? And then the rest will go on to the following month, right? So it's about, focusing on sorting, right? Who's ready to do something now or later? I'll give you guys an example. Very simple little automation or thing that you could put into the back end of your marketing to be able to start the conversation, right? But this is the thing. Once you start the conversation, you've still got to have a structure for that conversation to continue. Because just because you start a conversation with somebody doesn't mean that, you're going to be able to convert that, right? It's just the first starting point. So I'll give you an example. For a builder that we work with, right? So a guy works for a building company. Very simple on the back end. We just said, are you looking to buy a home now or later? Right? Very, very simple little question to start a conversation. There was a little bit more to that, but, we just wanted to work out if someone's ready to do something now or they're ready to do it later. Even if somebody said, for example, I'm looking to do something in the next 12 months, I think still for building and all that type of building homes, etc. like that, that's still a really good time frame to work for. You got to understand every industry is slightly different. If someone said to us, hey, I'm looking at getting my social media strategy done in the next 6 to 12 months, for us, that's a bit of a different story, right? Because, social media will be completely different in 6 to 12 months. But if someone said, hey, I'm looking to get it done within the next month or so, that's a pretty red hot lead, right? It doesn't mean because someone's ready to get started in a month to 2 months, right? It doesn't mean that they're not ready to do something between now and then to be able to prepare and get things running by then as well, right? Because it takes some time to set in place strategy and all that type of stuff as well. It's not just a one-size-fits-all, bolt-on, etc. Whereas you can have frameworks and strategy that works, but you got to personalize a lot of this across to a business as well. So putting something onto the back end of paid marketing campaigns to start that really opens up the conversation, and then you've got to have structure from there on, right? It's about questions, pre-qualifying. How ready is this person? Is this person ready to go? Is this person in a position to invest with you? Is this person ready to pull the lever to get started, right? Rip the foot down onto the accelerator and take off. That's what we're looking to determine through marketing, right? Because let's face it, at the top of the funnel, we could reach 3,000, 4,000 people a day, 10,000, 1 million people a day, but it doesn't mean every single one of those people are interested in your subject. The further down the funnel you go, right, the deeper down the funnel you go, the less and less people are going to continue with you. You're going to get people unsubscribe. You're going to get people not interested. You're going to get people to say this is shit, right? That'll happen, right? It happens. But the further you go down the funnel, the less and less people, right? So if you think about it, you reach a certain amount of people, a percentage of those will say yes. Or a percentage of them will say, I'm interested, and they'll click on your thing. Then there'll be an even smaller percentage again that will actually register their details. Then there'll be a further, amount of people over and above that will take advantage of a certain offer. Then there'll be a certain amount of people that respond to opening a conversation with. And everything has got to be led with value, and everything has got to be led with strategy, right? So you got to have a strategy. You're waving your finger here, Serena. What are you saying? No. You're saying
little thing there to get your attention. So I should put dots on it as well too. I'll just have it up there. I was going to say as well, you're talking about the building industry. And the building industry can be quite lucrative in income. So if you've got someone who isn't doing something for 12 months down the track, you really want to grab that person and start nurturing them for the next 12 months as well too. Because by helping them out to get to where they're going to be ready in 12 months, it already puts you in the forefront with them, because you're building that trust and relationship. So depending on your niche and your business, depending on how long someone needs to wait for something, as Jared said, social media is a bit of a different thing. Even with the social media, we still can nurture those people so that when the time comes, we can say, things are changing. So we really need to look at it now, and we'll give you a bit of an example of what may be different or what we could do that's going to be different. So whether it's social media, SEO, building a house for someone, getting new clients for them, they're either ready for you now, or if not, you just keep them in the fridge till later on down the track.
And this is the thing, though, right? Like for building, it takes 6 to 9 months to build. Well, actually, not even that long. Sometimes it takes 3 to 9 months. It can even take 12 months to build a home, right? So when you think about it, that's a red hot lead, right? Someone understands they're not going to be able to build a home in a month, right, or a couple of weeks or anything like that. But they could definitely start the process now, and then, they can be nurtured through. Some of them will sign their building contracts, which, could take a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks to get to those points, depending on sales process, right? So something like that, is a great lead to have. People understand that they're not going to be able to just walk straight into a brand new built house, right?
Some may not have their money ready for another 12 months. But, even if you can get them in your fridge, as I'm calling it, you may be able to help them get it sooner than what they expect, because something they don't, like one of our other clients who gets finance, and a lot of builders can do the finance and stuff for you. So whether you think even you're ready now, it pays to be talking to someone so that you've got time to check them out. If they're your cup of tea, if they're going to look after you, and if health bells, maybe they know something that you don't, that might be able to get you into it a lot quicker than what you even expect. That's just an example.
Yeah, of course. And, every industry's got their own differences, slight differences. I mean, but every business, it doesn't matter what the business is, the numbers are there. It's like the more conversations you can have every day, the more sales, the more growth the business will acquire as a result, So it's about having a strategy in place to be able to open those conversations. And, a lot of people talk about, just getting on the phone. And I know we talk a lot about getting on the phone because it increases your sale rate by a minimum of 30%, right? Just by jumping on the phone with somebody, rather than expecting them just to, purchase straight online or anything like that as well. Conversations work. They definitely help. All you got to do is just utilize them. But if you can open the other forms, right, because someone might not, these days, a lot of people don't answer phones. So, you got to be using text message. You got to be using Messenger. You got to be using email, right? People that don't respond to text message respond to email while they're at work at their computer, right? Because they've got their emails open. People that don't respond via email, they're out and about, but they'll have their phone on them, right? So they'll be able to text you back in between meetings, right? People might not answer the phone because they're on the loo, right? But they'll send you a text back, okay? Or they'll SMS you on social media, right? Forget the stats. I think it was like 60% of people watch video, right, on the loo. So a lot of you guys are probably on the loo right now, maybe watching us. Who knows, right? Don't tell us. We don't need to know, okay? Some things we've got to keep to ourselves, right?
I do social media on the loo. I get all that out the road.
We don't want to know. But that proves the point, though, right? It proves the point. So that's why you've got to have multiple channels of being able to open conversations with people, whether it be text message, messenger, email, phone, right? You got to be doing that, right? The old school tactics of getting onto the phone or walking into a business, all this type of stuff still works, right? You just got to have the commitment. Most people aren't committed enough in order to do it. Me still, right? We're busy enough every single day, but you know, I will from time to time still here in Perth go and physically walk into a business because I want to see it, right? I want to see the operation they've got. I want to see what they do. I want to have a chat to some staff members and stuff while I'm there too to get a bit of an understanding, right? Most people aren't willing to do it because, you know, it's too scary, or they think they're too good for it, or, hey, no, I'm just going to build my business online, or whatever it is, right? You still got to be willing to do what other people won't. So walking, talking, using these strategies, using several forms of communication, but it's all got to be logged. Every form of communication has got to be logged, and you've got to have it in a central hub. We've got our own software that we use. That talks back and forth with text message, talks back and forth with email. You can phone people off it, all that type of stuff as well. It's really important to make sure you've got something like that. So, you know, when you log in to do business every day, everything's there. Previous conversations are had. It's all logged. You've got it tracked. You got to track everything in business. Everything. I'm sure you guys heard it. Keep everything in writing, right? Everything in writing. You've got it there in writing in front of you. Never forget. Take notes. Everything all in the one spot.
So, Jared, okay, so people have to be prepared to jump on the phone and talk to people. Now, we're talking about people who may not be your customers or that. We know that there are some people out there that are literally so left brain, so introvert, so really don't know how to talk to people, yet know their shit really well and have a very good business. Now, hold on. That's just what, you sort of say. So what do they do if they can literally not pick up that phone? What's another choice? Not what you did. What can someone else do that may not be able to do that?
Well, if someone can't do that, they can't jump on the phone, I'd say they're limiting themselves too much, and they need to pull their pants up and actually do it, right? And stop bitching about, because it's as simple as that, right? Like, to say you can't do it or you're not good at it or anything like that, you've got to become good at it. Otherwise, just not be in business, right? Like, you've got to be able to talk about your product, your service, your business to people, right? I'm an introvert myself, right? I used to hate getting on videos. I mean, I still dislike doing videos, right? And these shows, half an hour, I could be doing something else, but I do it, right? I could have other people running all the marketing that we run, right, and not be doing it myself. But I want to keep my finger on the pulse, right? I want to keep my finger on the pulse. I want to see, all the changes, right? The iOS changes, all this type of stuff. I want to see how it affects it. I want to see how to overcome it myself, right, as well, so that when someone asks me on these live streams that I don't enjoy doing every single day, by the way, or a couple of times a week, right? Because I've got to come up with new content. It's just extra things to do, right? In business, we've got to do the things that we dislike. But if there's areas you are not so good at, get the training from somebody who is good at it. But secondly, as well, even look at bringing others into the team that can do it with you as well. So take, for example, if you hate doing high volumes of calls to databases and things like that, then, you need somebody who is willing to do that for you. If your business is already taken leaps and bounds, you're doing multiple six figures or something like that, and you're doing that yourself, that's the first thing you should outsource, right? You can quite easily outsource that to somebody to do every single day, where an individual does 150 to 350 calls every single day, depending on how many people answer the phone. And their whole and sole job is to just book your business conversations, right? So you must bring somebody into the team that can do that. That is a specialized role that you bring them in under, and they complete that task every single day. That's all they do, right? This is what business is about. If you're at a certain level now, then you pay somebody else to do it, right? You buy yourself some time, then you can focus on other things. Or you just focus on the exact sales conversations, whatever that is, right? This is the ideas, the different things that you can all do in order to move forward, right? Me, I'm an introvert, always have been. If you ask my friends, I'm not a huge talker, right? I just talk a lot on live and a lot on social media, right? Because I see this as a communication
I don't know if it's my internet or you're just breaking up. Can anyone else hear if Jared's like breaking up? Or is it me?
I can hear you perfectly.
Yeah? It must be you then.
Who knows? Might be. Who knows? Well, wouldn't it be you? I don't know. If I can
I know
hear you.
that it might come up with saying bad internet, but it's not. When you're talking, it's like a bobble sometimes. Anyway, your mum agrees that you're no introvert.
No introvert. Well, I am definitely. I've always been quiet. Anyway, I used to hate cold calling, right? But my first business was whole and solely cold calling. I hated it with a passion, but I did it. You know, sometimes you got to do the things that you dislike to be able to move forward, right? You got to do it in the early stages of business. You got to pick up the phone and speak to people. You got to open conversations. You got to do the uncomfortable. So you just got to pick up your pantyhose and start walking with them. You know,
You just got to do what you got to do.
Do what you got to do, 100%. I think people look for this like silver bullet of something that's going to change their life, right? When really they're the only people that can change their own life. You can pull the pantyhose up and just get walking, right? And talking and speaking to people, opening conversations. That's what it's about. So many different ways you can do it on the internet as well. And we'll talk about a few different ways that you can open up some conversations with people in the next live stream on Friday. Make sure you tune in on Friday, this Friday, 1 p.m. Perth time. That's 3 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. That is 5 p.m. in New Zealand and 6 a.m. in UK, right? Because we're doing a lot of marketing to the UK peeps as well at the moment. With our new partner over there as well, the big Michael Nolst himself, the champion. Anything further you want to add, Serena, before we wind up for today's episode?
I don't think so, because I can barely hear what you're saying. It's all bubbly. So just in case it is your end and other people are getting the same thing, it's probably the right time to finish.
Perfect. Let's finish it up then. Thanks so much for tuning in to the Marketing Funnels and Strategy Show. We'll see you all on Friday, 1 p.m. Perth, Western Australia time. Take it easy. Peace out. Remember, if you don't fight for your own freedom, nobody else will. So every single day you must get out there. Every single day you must take action. Every single day you must make it happen. Remember to be the warrior. Speak to you all Friday, 1 p.m. Cheers.